lead us off?
Sure. Grant, I'm just curious for your takeaways just from the defensive side of the ball. It looked like you guys kind of contained Mathis in the first half, and Stetson Bennett came in and did a little bit of damage. Just kind of your overall thoughts on the way the D played today.
Yeah. I would think that we weren't surprised on how we played in the first half. I think we were more we knew what they were doing. We made good checks. Our DBs were playing really well. D-line was getting good push. He did really good in the third quarter. The 13, he did good. We just made a couple mistakes. I just want to give my hats off to them. Like, they're a good football team. I think we got to remember they're a fourth team in the nation for a reason. Like, they're a good team. I think this definitely shows, as a defensive guy, it shows that we have promising, like we have hope, and it shows that we can be really good. And it shows that we just played against a really good football team.
Hutch, you want to go ahead and go?
Yeah, Grant, I think Coach Pittman said that he thought the defense kind of wore down a little bit. I mean, do you feel like that happened? I mean, how did you feel physically getting your most snaps you probably ever played?
Yeah, it definitely is. It's a huge thing playing our first game in this like new COVID era. I don't think we were definitely, it's the fourth quarter. Like, we've really never been a team that, like last year, we didn't really ever have great second half. So that's something we're going to have to emphasize, and just something that we got to keep pushing on and be able to rotate people in and just keep going and keep playing at our best speed and at top speed. I feel good. My body feels good. I like to say I can handle as much as anyone throws at me, but we just got to be smart and be able to keep rotating people in and just be able to play good Ds, be fresh D, and just play when you're tired and just play fast as you possibly can. But I feel good regarding your question. Yeah.
Nate, you got anything?
Grant, just as far as the momentum in the first half, I mean, how big was it getting the third down stops? I think they were like 1 of 12 on third down and couldn't make it on fourth down either. What was the feeling like going into the dressing room?
Yeah, going into halftime, we thought we were going to win the game. Like, we talked about it the whole time. Like, keep pushing, don't be satisfied with this lead right now. We got to keep going. We got to win this game. We sat there and kept saying, don't be surprised, don't be surprised. So we made our adjustments. I think the big thing about momentum with defense is we kept getting the ball in bad situations on the field, and we just really made some big stops, like Buster's interception in the very beginning of the game. When they're going into the end zone, like big momentum plays like that for a defense is huge and just shows confidence. And that's why we just kept building off of that. Every time we went out, we were like, we don't care where we are or where you put us on the field. We're going to get off the field 3 and out or get the ball back. So the momentum, like you spoke of, is just, it's something that we thrive off of as a defense, but we definitely have to be able to keep pushing and keep figuring out how to get that in the second half.
Trey, you got anything?
Yeah. Grant, what were y'all doing well that allowed y'all to hang in there so much in that first half? And then what do you think happened in the second half that it got away from you?
Yeah. We were pushing the line of scrimmage as linebackers. As D-line, we were in the beginning of the first half, we were pushing the line of scrimmage. They weren't getting anything pushing into us. Like, they weren't pushing the D-line into us. We were controlling the run, and I think that they had to find themselves too as an offense for Georgia. Like, they had to figure out what their identity was, what they wanted to do. And I think the first half we were really I don't want to say expose them, but we made them realize like the certain things that they're really good at, and we stopped the run, and that's what they're really good at. So when we did that, they had to find other ways. And when they put that other quarterback in, he's a good quarterback, and he'd move on his feet well. But I'd say the big thing that changed from us is we weren't really as aggressive for D-line and linebackers on taking the holes super fast and shooting our gaps like you saw us doing in the first half.
Jordan, you got anything? Mason, do you have anything?
No, sir. Thank you.
All right, Scotty or Andrew, you guys got another one?
Hey Grant, you're on a couple special teams, right? Like kickoff coverage or punt coverage. I'm curious just what you thought of the special teams play today. It seems like Georgia had a couple chunk returns on punt team.
Yeah, special teams is something we're gonna have to definitely go to work and just be able to figure out the exact little things, because in special teams, one big return could be just one guy just barely getting out of his spot. So we'll just have to go back, watch film. They definitely got a lot more yards than what we wanted to give them on special teams. But I can tell you this, that knowing we're chartering Coach Fountain, for him to be able to come back, it's a challenge for him, and he's going to come back and get that right. And as all of us who are on special teams, we take it as a challenge, and we're going to come back and get that right too.
Hutch, do you have another one?
Yeah, Grant. What's the mood of the team after a loss like this? Is it any different than the losses last year? Do you still have confidence moving forward next week to Mississippi State?
Yeah, we definitely have confidence. It's different than last year because, like anyone who watched that game can tell that we can be a good football team. We had a lot of confidence in the first half. We played a really good game, and if you would have all asked yourselves if we would have been in that game the way we were at halftime, you all would have said no. And so, like, that shows right there that we have confidence in ourselves, and that shows that we can do things that we're not expected to do by the outside world. And so, I'll say this loss, the mood with the team right now is just we know we are going back to work. Like, we're not satisfied with 24, 27 points or whatever. We're not satisfied with we didn't get blown out. We're ready to go win. We're ready to win games here, and that's what we're set out to do. We're going to set out to win some games.
Nate, do you have another one? Trey, you got another one?
Yeah, obviously, when you guys now, I mean, every game is an SEC game. You don't get any easy ones, and it gets difficult going to Mississippi State. They just knocked off LSU. Your thoughts on trying to get this defense and this team ready for another tough opponent?
Yeah, so regarding Mississippi State's game next week, they're a good team. We're a good team. We're both SEC. We're both going to be able to play. I guess their game right there shows you that you never know who's going to win on these weekends because COVID's real. The SEC all schedule's real. You don't play any easy games right before you play or easy games before you play a big team. It's going to be week in, week out of going after people and just knowing that, like, anybody can win a game on Saturday. We all just saw that. So we're going to go into every single week like we're preparing to win. We're preparing to play our best game every single week. So we're not going to worry, obviously, about the scoreboard while we're playing, but we're going to try to get to be the best that we can be every single week. It doesn't matter who is put in front of us. We're going to try to be our best.
Yeah, sure. Jalen, what was your overall thoughts of the defense today? What were y'all able to do early, and then kind of what happens late?
I think first half we strained really well. I mean, the whole game I think we strained really well. I mean, first half I think we caught them off guard with how fast and how well we were getting to the ball. But I think at the end of the day, they just made the plays they needed, and they had the good field position to make the plays they needed to win the game, you know. But I'm proud of my defense for straining, not quitting, fighting, you know, the whole game, you know. And I think it's definitely a step forward, you know. Like, I mean, we'll never accept losing, you know. Like, losing is not what we want to do. We're trying to change the culture around here. But I think defense definitely made a statement that, you know, it's not like how it was before. It's different now. But I'm just proud of them for fighting no matter what the score was. They didn't look at the scoreboard. They were just fighting. I couldn't be more proud of them.
Scotty, you got anything?
Yeah, Jalen, just the way that you guys played in the first half, what do you think that says about the potential of this defense? You know, if you guys can, you know, continue that type of play into the second half of games.
I mean, the sky's the limit, you know. Our coaches coach us like we're the best defense in the country. And we don't have that mindset. They don't want us. They don't want us in here. You know, they don't want us on the defense if we don't believe we can be the best defense on the field. And first half, I mean, it showed that. I think we, like I said, we made stops we needed. We got the turnovers, and even when we had bad field position, you know, Coach Odom always says, "Give us a place to stand and let's just play football." And I think that's what we did, and it showed. You know, but like I said, we need to go in the film and find out the mistakes we made in the game and fix it. But like I said, I think the defense really stepped up and showed that, you know, we can be something special for sure.
Hutch, you got another one?
Yeah, I mean, how big of a difference did it make whenever Georgia switched the quarterbacks, going from Mathis to Bennett? What kind of difference did that make?
I mean, I think our defense was set for whoever quarterback was coming in, but I mean, there are two different types of quarterbacks. So I mean, the first quarterback, I don't think got into his groove like he wants to. The guy that came in, Bennett, I just think that he just ran the offense really well, and he just made the plays needed to put their offense in the best position, and that showed. You know, like I said, we had a couple mistakes on our back end that helped them out, and on defense as a whole, and we got to get fixed. But like I said, I mean, I got respect for the quarterback, for both quarterbacks, regardless of what they did. You know, because he came in and did his job, so you got to give him props. But you know, we just got to go in the film room, figure out what we did wrong, and you know, get ready for Mississippi State.
Scotty, you got another one?
Yeah, Jalen, just what's kind of the psyche of the team after a loss like this, and you know, looking forward to Mississippi State. Their quarterback threw for over 600 yards today at LSU in a win. Just kind of what's the feeling, you know, heading into week 2?
Same mindset we had this first week. You know, it doesn't matter who we play, we gotta come out and I mean we have to respect our opponent. You know, regardless of who we play. I mean, them being LSU, I mean, that just shows that they're a really good football team. And it's the SEC. You never know who's going to get beat. So you got to be on your toes, ready to go. So I know we're going to come back in the film room, figure out what we did wrong, and then move on to Mississippi State and get ready. And I know Coach Odom's going to have a good game plan for our defense going into that game. So I'm excited to get back and bounce back from this one.
Got time for one more if anyone has one.
I've got one, assuming no one else does. What did you think about Simeon Blair getting the start next to you today? How do you think he did?
I'm so proud of him. I mean, I know his story and like kind of like how far he's come, and for him to get that opportunity and make the most of it, and the plays that he made today. I mean, I'm super proud of him. You know, and we had other guys step up too, like Miles Slusher stepped in, and you know he had that fumble recovery today. You know, it's just like things like that where our defense, you know, coach stresses that everybody has to be able to step in and, you know, do their job. And I think today you saw that. Like I said, I'm proud of Blair for stepping in last minute, you know, finding out he was going to start and, you know, making the most of it and making the plays that he did. And I'm proud of him.
Jose, go ahead and wrap it up. We'll get one more in here.
Okay, all right. I just wanted to ask you about how today's guidelines, for game day, we have reduced the fans that are there. We don't have the cheerleaders on the field anymore. And, there wasn't a full band either. I just wanted to ask you how that changed your game day experience and the atmosphere for you.
It definitely was a transition, definitely a different environment, but the fans did a great job. I mean, the stadium was loud regardless of who was there. I mean, it felt like a normal game in some cases because of how loud the fans that were there. And I think at the end of the day, we were so focused on our mission, which was to try to beat Georgia. And I think that kind of, it didn't really set my mind or anything like that. So, but it was definitely a change, but like for the most part, I thought it was pretty unique though how our fans came in and kept it loud, and the stadium did the audio thing on the stadium, stuff like that for noise and stuff like that. But it was definitely a good environment to play in, and happy the fans that were able to come out watch us. And like I said, we're gonna bounce back and get ready for next week.